Here is the new Galaxy S25 Ultra, and this is its biggest rival, the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Has Samsung made the better phone this year? I'm Vic with PhoneArena, and let's start with the design because the Galaxy has turned into a kind of an iPhone this year. Samsung has changed the sharp corners to rounded ones, and the sides are now completely flat. So these two now look more similar than ever. Heck, both even have similarly boring colors. Okay, jokes aside, the Galaxy gets one thing better though, the weight. It is half an ounce lighter, which doesn't sound like much, but it makes a difference for those bigger phones. Otherwise, these are about the same size really, and even the thickness is roughly the same. I do like, however, these two extra buttons on the iPhone though. I have gotten used to having a customizable action button, and the camera control, while not perfect, is nice to have. Next, we have the screen. Both have super slim borders around the screen, so the actual screen size has increased to 6.9 inches on both. The Galaxy is technically a tiny bit sharper. It's a 1440p screen compared to 1320p on the iPhone, but in reality, you probably won't even notice this. Both look sharp enough. What you definitely will notice though is the Gorilla Armor 2 anti-reflective screen on the Galaxy. It's a real game changer. It makes using your phone outdoors so much easier. The iPhone gets bright enough, but because of those reflections, you have to squint your eyes more to see the screen outside. At night, both phones can get super dim, which is really nice if you like using your phone in bed. It's easier on the eyes. Next up, let's talk about the performance. Now, One UI 7 is the big news here. Samsung has really worked on making animations smoother, and this was the bane of its existence in the past few years, and I'm so happy that animations now look great on the S25 Ultra, and I can say that Samsung has finally caught up with iOS. Now, it's always fun to look at benchmark numbers, but I have to say that those are not very meaningful these days, as chips on phones are already plenty fast. Still, I have to say it's absolutely impressive that the Snapdragon Elite in the Galaxy now beats the A18 Pro in multi-core performance on Geekbench. For 3D gaming, however, I was surprised that the Galaxy actually throttles quite a lot, more than other flagships. And you can see it starts with a very high score, nearly 50% higher than the iPhone, but then in just a few minutes it throttles to roughly the same performance. This might be Samsung being overly aggressive to not allow the phone to overheat. And it is possible that an update changes that, but we'll have to see. The big difference between these two phones, however, is without a doubt the software. Samsung's new One UI 7 is based on Android 15 and it has Gemini integrated deep in the system. We expect a more powerful Siri to arrive soon as well, but we have some doubts about it. Gemini on the Galaxy is just such a game changer for me, and now you can access it with the long press of the power button. You can ask it complex questions like find the best brunch spots in town and send them to my friend over WhatsApp, and it would deliver you a perfect list of the best places, just like that. Samsung has also borrowed a lot of the iOS style in One UI 7. Widgets now look very similar, and I think that's a good thing. The menus, even the icons, in many ways this is the most iPhone looking Galaxy ever. Before diving into the cameras though, check out this incredibly tough Galaxy S25 Ultra case. It is so good it won one of the leading drop tests out there with the highest total feet. The name is Unicorn Beetle Pro or UB Pro, and it's a rugged full body case with two parts, a back case and a front frame that clips into it for a protective seal around the edges. I cannot emphasize enough how strong this case is and how well crafted it is. This will definitely ensure long-lasting durability for your new phone. And if you want protection in a slimmer package, you have the UB Mag XT, which also gives you excellent protection and MagSafe compatibility. And it has this clever zinc alloy camera cover that doubles as a kickstand. An even lighter option that we really like is the UB Grip. This one-piece snap-on case has textured edges for enhanced grip, and here the built-in MagSafe ring doubles as a kickstand for both horizontal and vertical viewing. Both are also fully compatible with the S Pen, unlike many others. Want to get one? Head down to the description box for an exclusive discount code and a link to the latest Galaxy S25 cases by Subcase and iBlazon. Alright, next up, cameras. You have 4 on the Galaxy and only 3 on the iPhone, so the Galaxy is still better with zoom quality. Check out this photo I took in the office at 10 times zoom. There is just so much noise on the iPhone image, while the Galaxy one looks pretty clean. Also, nothing beats a native zoom lens, so at 3 times zoom or 4 times zoom, the iPhone looks a bit pixelated, while the Galaxy gets better detail. And I also love having a 3 times option for portraits. That is just the perfect focal length, and you don't get that on the iPhone. But when it comes to the main cameras, there's not all that much different. The iPhone takes photos in 24 megapixel resolution, which is double that on the Galaxy, and it has a bit more detail, but not twice as much. The rest is mostly about the colors. The iPhone is a bit more subdued, while the Galaxy is a bit warmer and more vibrant. But this is not your Samsung of the past with crazy vibrant colors. Not anymore. And I still find it odd that there is no easy way to select a look for your photos when it comes to colors. Photographic styles on the iPhone, this is a first step. But on the Galaxy you have only a few filters and that is it. The Galaxy has a new 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera though, up from 12 megapixels on previous models. The main benefit is you have less noise and darker shots, like in this image here, but it's a subtle thing. You can also now record 8K video with that ultra-wide camera on the Galaxy, if you're into that. At night, I do prefer the photos from the Galaxy. They are brighter, while images from the iPhone are often just way too dark with the ultra-wide camera. And here is a video sample footage taken with both phones. See the differences yourselves. So let's compare the video quality and see if there are any differences and which one comes on top. So let's switch to the ultra-wide camera. And of course that's the exciting part about the S25 Ultra, because it's the only new camera on the S25 Ultra. This ultra-wide camera, it looks good. Maybe not quite as wide as the one on the iPhone. And of course you see those flares, kind of the noticeable thing on the iPhone a little bit. Colors are different, and definitely I can see that in my viewfinder, but let's check out the ultra-wide camera on both phones. You have a new ultra-wide camera on the S25 Ultra, supposedly better. The battery size on the Galaxy stays at 5000 mAh, which was great a couple of years ago, but now seems low compared to other Android phones with 6000 mAh batteries. The iPhone, well, it has an even smaller, roughly 4700 mAh battery size, but it has the advantage of iOS, which is using much less power. We ran 3 in-house battery tests for both these phones, so let's see which one comes on top. The first test is web browsing. With a script running web pages, the Galaxy gets nearly 21 hours here, while the iPhone scores nearly 22 hours and 40 minutes. Our second test is streaming YouTube videos. The Galaxy can do this for about 9 hours, while the iPhone once again beats it with nearly 10 hours and a half. Finally, we run the same 3D game on both phones. Here the Galaxy takes the upper hand. It scores 14 hours and 20 minutes against 12 hours on the iPhone. So overall, we estimate that you get an average of 8 hours and 30 minutes of screen time on the iPhone and 8 hours on the Galaxy. So the iPhone still has a slightly better battery life. For charging though, the Galaxy is much faster. If you get the Samsung 45-watt charger, it takes 1 hour and 10 minutes to charge the S25 Ultra fully, while the iPhone charges in 1 hour and 45 minutes. However, I really miss not having MagSafe on the Galaxy. You can kind of get it if you use a specific case, but on the iPhone you get it even without a case, and I just find it so useful to have MagSafe in your car. One other surprising thing going for the iPhone is the speaker quality. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I have tested many phones and the 16 Pro Max has a head-turning speaker with great meaty sound and more bass than you usually get on a phone. The Galaxy is also pretty good, just not quite on the same level. So which one do you prefer? The Galaxy with its S Pen and AI tricks, or the iPhone with its powerful and familiar iOS?